great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Oh, looks like my TikTok camera's way over. How's everybody doing? Today is the 20th of November. Oh, thanks, Huli. And Huli's with us. This is our closest we've been to a daytime show in a while. We've been doing them sort of late. That's mostly a reflection of how busy we are. How's everybody doing? Today's Wednesday. The week is halfway over. I'm leaving for Alabama in the morning. I got an early flight. What the heck? I got a connecting flight in Atlanta. How about that? I got to go argue a motion to dismiss on one of our lawsuit cases tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. The government, instead of just working on our client's case, is flying an attorney from Washington, D.C. in to argue the case against me. I'm like, why don't you just get to work instead of spending all that money? We had a good show last night. It was great being with you. I like doing the later shows. I think we get a lot more interest and a lot more people sort of off work. Let me go ahead and see what everybody's got going on. I got a manual saying thanks for an amazing job. Zakria says he is great. Carlene says God is good towards us. I would agree with that. Whistleen is here. Hello, Whistleen. Hina, thank you. Hina's been helping me out on the show. Huli's back. We know Huli's back. We're all glad about that. The waiting room is full. Huli missed us all. Oh, I hate that light. They turned this light on in my office. It sort of runs the whole side of the building. Speaking of the building, we're building a wall. We're building a wall behind the office. And like I thought it was like a prefab wall, but it's like brick by brick wall. It's sort of the pieces are probably about this big and that big. And I go out to check on them just because it's neat to hear the bulldozers and the earth movers and all this stuff. And my man's hammering down the wall like that. And I thought, well, we got to do a video about this because old Donald Trump wants to build that wall. We got to figure something out, make a joke or make fun of him or somehow. I had a nice interaction. We had a client who we were able to get his family asylum in the United States actually it was at the end of August. It got approved, but we just celebrated it with the whole team, and he and his family just came, brought us some dinner, and they brought me a new ring. How do you like that? My new ring. It's like a superhero ring. How about that? Wasn't that nice of them? We got all of our friends here. Laura's here. Vadim is here. Glenn is here. Tony's here. Anna's here. Bart's is here. Golo Vision Relax Mode is here. Rayan is here. Dammy, did I say hello? Nurse Laura's having lots of Taco Bell drama. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, Nor's here. Hello, Nornator. Fire, yes. That's the Nornator. She wants to know how everybody's doing. That's why we're going to Atlanta. Oh, what's for dinner? That's what the Nornator says. She's going out to lunch with her friends. She knows what's for dinner. What's all this? Oh, you like the ring, Nor? Oh my God. Nor's commenting like a nut. She's like one of our spammers. We're going to have to kick her out. We're going to put her in timeout. All right. We're live on TikTok too. Hello, everybody in TikTok. I acted sort of surprised. I've been talking all day. I did a talk at noon today on like living a balanced life and running a law firm at the same time. It was for lawyers, so that was fun. Let's go ahead and get started. Lionel's been waiting. Hi, Lionel.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Can you take me out of camera, please?
Yes, sir. There you go.
Thank you, Jim. Jim, I just got a little concern about my green card. I got my green card in January of this year without an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in July, I got a call from a supervisor from the field office where I live. And basically what he said was they did a mistake. They give me the green card with the wrong category. Okay.
Wrong category? Yeah.
And basically what he said was file a I-90 form. And obvious because was their mistake, is no fee on that.
Right.
And I filled the form. I sent it back to them with the card. That was in August. They received the form in August 22nd, I believe. Okay, and then I called my lawyer, the one helped me with the case, and I explained the situation to her. And she said, "Oh, that's something simple to fix it. You just gotta file the new form and send it to them, and they're gonna fix it." Okay, and I did that, but I wasn't sure if she gave me the right answer. And couple weeks after that, I called her back and I asked for my whole file.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, and I checked the I-485 form, and that mistake was from her.
Oh.
She marked the wrong box, and since then I just waiting for them. It's been like 3 months, and I didn't got any news from USAS. Is anything you recommend me to do? Just waiting, or what can I do right now?
Did USCIS receipt in the I-90? Do you have a receipt for the I-90 or no?
Yes, I do.
Well, if they receive, usually the problem with an I-90 where you're trying to get a replacement green card, usually the hard part is getting them to agree that it was their mistake, and they won't agree that it was their mistake, and then they don't receipt it in. So the fact that you got the receipt and the fact that the supervisor told you it was their mistake makes me think there's something in your file that says that was their mistake. I mean, yeah, your attorney might have put the wrong code in, and USCIS should have caught it. So, I mean, probably your attorney started off the problem, but
That's exactly what she did because she
yeah,
marked the immediate relative, okay, category, okay, and I'm a spouse of permanent resident, and she should mark the second box right there.
I mean, because your spouse was a green card holder.
Yes, it is. She is. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably she's just been doing the same thing over and over with all of her forms and then missed that one. So, but the fact that the fact that you have a receipt and then it's underway and you still have the wrong green card, right?
No, I send it with them to them.
Oh yeah, don't ever send the I-9, don't ever send your green card back with the I-90. You always hold on to that until they ask for
Oh,
it.
really?
Because
Oh,
that's your proof of status.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing was because I was planning to go my to my country on December, but and I asked them for a stamp, okay, on my passport, and
Yeah.
I have it already, but right now I'm not sure if I'm gonna go because in the factor where she make the mistake, on the form 485, it's kind of made me think right now, should I go? Because I don't want any troubles when I'm trying to get back. I
So
have this I have the stamp already in my passport.
can you go before January 20th?
I was thinking to go, but I think it's too late now because I already canceled
Yeah,
my ticket.
Amani's
Yeah.
thinking about going to Egypt, and she said the costs in December are just insane. So, um, to me, I would always go to the next question I ask when someone says that they're worried about leaving. Before you started the green card process with your spouse, I would assume that were you in status? You must have been if you're married to a green card holder, right?
I wasn't in status.
Okay, then I would probably sit tight until you get your green card situated.
Okay, no, because let me tell you this. It was my mistake all this, because I wait so long to get to file the Form 85 because my I-130 was approved since 2005.
Oh my
And
god!
I wait only for probably like 20 something years to file the 485. I know that's stupid, sounds so stupid, right? But it's what it is.
Thanks, Leno. Thanks, buddy. Good luck. Let us know how it goes. Okay.
Thank you, James. Bye
Bye,
bye.
buddy. All right. All right. Manuel is here. Hi, Manuel.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you very much. Can you take me off camera, please?
It's Thursday. Everybody's off camera on Thursdays. What's up?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I just want to know when is the earliest date you think I can get married. I just got divorced today, and with what is coming, we don't really know. But I'm out of status. I just need your advice on when you think it to be.
What's the question? What, you filed something today? Is that what you said?
No. I just got a divorce today, but I want to kind of get married so that I'll be able to put something in place.
Where are you in the world? Are you in the United States?
Yes. I'm in Maryland.
When did you come to the United States?
That's January 2020.
And when you came to the United States, what kind of a visa did you have?
That's F1.
And did you go to school?
I did briefly, but after 2 months, I stopped going to school because of COVID, because of people that actually promised to sponsor me. COVID hit everywhere, so they couldn't actually fulfill their promise. So that's why I kind of stopped going to school.
Oh, Lindy, thanks everybody for reminding me. Today's Wednesday, so it's supposed to be on camera day. Thursday is the day everybody's off camera. I'm just teasing. So, okay, so you didn't really go to school, and then then did you marry a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I married one, but kind of married before. I got to get a divorce. I told you last time, but I was able to get it done today. But I already have, since I stopped relating with that person. I met another lady that we kind of we like more than a year now. We have been together. We had a 3-month-old baby, so we're doing well, and we plan to get married.
Did the first so were you married in your home country?
Yes, I did, but I got divorced when I got here. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, so what country are you from?
From Nigeria.
So you went to get a student visa, and they gave it to you because you were married to someone in Nigeria.
Yes.
And then you got divorced once you got to the United States.
Yes.
So we're going to call, so wife number one was a Nigerian wife. Did you get divorced from the Nigerian wife in a Nigerian court or in an American court?
In American court.
Okay. And then you married American wife number one, right?
Yes.
Did American wife number one ever file for an immigration benefit for you?
No.
What was the date of your marriage?
That was December 6, 2022.
And so you were out of status when you married that person?
Exactly.
And they never filed for you?
No.
And today your divorce was final?
Yes.
So you were married right around 2 years?
Exactly.
Why did the first American wife not file for you?
It's a lot of nightmares. So, I after we got married, I discovered that she was still married to someone else, but she lied to me when we met. I asked her several times. She said, no, we never got married. We almost got married. But at the end of the day, when I went online, I saw that they actually got married. There was a divorce in place, but they didn't finalize the divorce. So at that point, I was worried, what am I going to do? Should I do VAWA? Even at some point, I wanted to do VAWA, but later I discovered that even if I don't know if USCI is going to do some research to know that this person was married to someone, and because of all this, I don't want to I don't want to risk it. So that's what I say. That's what I talked to you that time. So I have to get all those things out of.
So you don't even know if your marriage to American wife number one was valid.
Exactly. Right. Because I'm very sure that he's still married to the husband number one, but because as at the time I met her, she was separated, so I didn't know anything. But
did her prior marriage involve either her getting a green card or
no? They are both American citizens. No.
Okay. So when did you get separated from American wife number one?
That was March last year, March 30th last year.
Of 23.
Yes.
So why did it take 18 months for a 3-month-old divorce or 3-month-old marriage to get divorce finalized?
At some point, I was thinking, should I go fight? Should I do VAWA? I first annul it, but the annulment, the magistrate said I don't have enough body to prove that whether this person even though he might not have the divorce, but he might probably go to another state or another county to get a divorce, and so I couldn't prove it. So that's why that didn't fly.
Did she fight the divorce?
No, she did not. But the first annulment, she was trying to call them that she's sick, that they should postpone it. But the manager said they're not going to postpone that. If she have evidence of she was sick, maybe doctor's report she should bring it, but she never showed up. So, but because I couldn't prove it, the husband, I don't know the husband's phone number. She's not going to come to court to say I'm still married to someone else. So I can't really prove it. So that's why that one was denied. But now we now have to go for divorce. So it was.
So then you get divorced and it's finalized today. Now, did you say that you've been with this new American woman, number two?
Yes.
Been with her for about a year?
Yes, more than a year, yeah.
Did you say something about a kid?
Yes, we have 3 months baby, yeah.
Have you ever watched this show before?
Yes, I did.
Have you heard me talk about the playbook before?
No, not really.
You haven't heard me talk about Nigerian men?
Yes, I've heard of you. You've said many things about Nigerian marriages and everything. Yeah.
So, is your question to me, Jim? What are my chances of getting a green card? Is that what your question is for me?
I mean, you have always said like 20% or 15%, something like that. So.
I'd say 0%. I'd say 0%. They're not going to believe anything that you've ever said. You said you're going back because you're married to a. How soon after? Well, hold on. You said you're definitely go back. They should give you the F1 because you're married to a Nigerian woman. Then you got divorced. You said to them, I'm going to America to go to school, but you only went to school for 2 weeks. Then you married someone who was probably married to somebody else. Then you got separated from that person. And then you had a baby with a third woman. And while you were still legally married to American number 2. So USCIS, I mean, what you're telling me is like the kind of denial notices that I read, right? Like your case, if you file this case, you are headed to a notice of intent to deny, and you're headed to a denial. They are never ever going to give you a green card. I don't think. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think you're ever going to get a green card in the United States. Not on this history. Because you're going to have to disclose the marriage to number 2. They know that you didn't go to school, which is a fraud indicator. All of your marriages in the United States have been while you were out of status. So they're just going to have knives out, man. I think that if you and people need to get ready. I was talking to a friend of mine in DC. People need to get ready that at some green card interviews, ICE is going to be there too, starting in January, February, March after that. So, their new directive is going to be, according to Project 2025, is if you deny a case and that case pissed you off, or even if it didn't, send them a notice to appear in deportation court. So I don't see a path here for you, Manuel.
Okay.
Are you surprised by what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
All right. Well, good luck, brother.
All right.
See ya. All right. That was Manuel. He had quite a story to tell. Titty Sweet says, I was approved in July. Should I apply for the green card now or wait a year? Are you serious? If you're eligible to apply for the green card, file it yesterday. There's a new president coming to town. His name is Donald Trump. He's going to do everything he can to slow down cases and get them denied. So why wouldn't you apply yesterday? Jorge asked, do you think, is there any hope for new TPS for Nicaragua? I don't think there's much of a chance, Jorge, sorry, for TPS for almost any country. I think they're going to do away with TPS as fast as they can. Kurt has been waiting patiently. Hello, Kurt.
Hey, I'm the guy that had the speeding tickets. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago.
I remember talking to you, but I don't remember what it was about. Oh, speeding tickets to your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I've been going through everything, and I've kind of made myself paranoid. I've been watching a bunch of your videos and kind of
that made it worse or better.
Not about the driving thing. I think the driving thing is okay. I haven't got a ticket in 3 months. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of becoming like a hypochondriac with immigration stuff.
That's fine.
So let me just ask you.
That's a good phrase I need to think about. Huli, immigration hypochondria. That's good. Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is the question I had. Again, I'm married to a U.S. Citizen, no green card, nothing like that. I'm applying for the green card. Um, Initially, before I went to med school, I mean, while I was in med school, my clinical years I did in the U.S. I was on a B1, B2 visa. Then I became a J1 visa from 2015 to 2018 and H1B since. Um, Between the B1, B2, I got that so I could do my clinical rotations. I'm trying to basically piece together all the days that I was here and make sure I was like gone in 6 months. Is that an issue for me if I wasn't, or how does that? Do you understand my question?
Yep. So you're saying, Jim, I'm driving myself crazy going back looking at my old immigration history to see if I had an overstay. And if I did, is that going to affect my ability to get a green card even though I'm married to a US citizen?
Yeah.
Right? If you've entered and exited and entered again since then, that would clear it up. Also, the fact that you're married to a US citizen, that would all be forgiven as long as you don't lie about it, which you're not going to.
Okay.
Wait, but I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question about the J. Were you subject to Rule 212E or no?
So I had a waiver, but I spent 5 years in an underserved area through that. I forget what the waiver is called, but
Conrad waiver. The Conrad
not
waiver.
a Conrad. It was one of the other 4 types that are available.
Okay.
Like a national interest waiver. That's
yeah, because you were working in like an underserved area.
Yeah, and
so you fulfilled the requirements of your J.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So another quick question was, the second I was done my J, I ended up leaving to go back to Canada because my lawyer had told me at that time, you got to go back to Canada and wait for, I think it was the H1B. It took about a month and a half, and then I was able to come back to the US. She never said there was anything wrong. She just told me, like, this is what I got to do, and I followed the instructions.
That makes sense.
Is there anything weird with that?
Nope, that makes sense.
Okay. And so the final portion of this is basically I'm on an H-1B currently. It's good till 2026. As long as I file, even if I kind of screwed up, which I don't think I did, I just can't find 100% proof, I should be fine.
What can't you find?
100% proof between 2013, like May when I got my B1, B2, and 2015 when I started my J. I just can't find every picture to kind of confirm that I was back in Canada, but that'd still be okay based on what you said.
I mean, here's what I would say. I think there's a good chance you don't have an interview at all. And if you have an interview, they'll generally ask something like, have you always maintained your status? Yeah, that's it. That's the most it would be. And I wouldn't go running in there with your spreadsheet, only if they ask. Only like sometimes people are so anxious when they go to their interview, they just want to spew out or say a bunch of stuff. I would just wait for the question to be asked, but I think you're going to be fine.
Okay. And I just wanted to say, Jim, like, these videos are awesome and you're awesome. And it's like, you have no idea how much of a help it is. It's like 10 out of 10.
I'm glad. Thanks, Kurt. Good luck. Keep us posted. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Buddy. Yep, for sure. Shaylee's here. Hello, Shaylee. You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. I'm sorry for yesterday. My battery died. I was outside.
Oh, yeah. I thought you got a call. Yeah, for sure.
No, I told you I was on 6% battery. We went out for shopping. So
let's start over. Start over.
Yes. Thanks. So I came to US on student visa, F1 visa in September 2021. I got married to my husband this year in May. I applied for my green card in July this year. I got RFE within like 2 months to send them the medical examination. And one more, I will go on to this. This is the part of my second question. But before that, I want to continue the thing which we were talking yesterday. So that was about that I did not apply for my marriage-based work permit and the advanced parole because I learned from like a lot of sources that it is optional and you can apply it later. So in July, I did not apply for my work permit because I am currently, since this year's February till next year February, on student visa based OPT, and I have the EAD card through student visa. which expires in February 2025, and I do not have a full-time job.
Yeah,
Because,
you're doing some charity thing, right?
yes, I'm doing the non-profit thing, and which is the part of my current. Through that, I'm like eligible to be here for 1 year. And so because I do not have a full-time job, I cannot apply for STEM. So what are my options until February? And I also learned that if I move to marriage-based work permit, then if I start working on that EAD, I will lose my F1 status.
Why are you worried about that?
I don't know. Maybe you never know. It gets approved, denied. My case is kind of straightforward. We have given all the evidences. I filed it myself.
It's a real marriage?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much marriage evidence did you have?
So we gave a lot of affidavits from our neighbor who is a veteran, and like my relatives, his family. We gave all the pictures, at least 30-40 pictures of his family, my family's, all the things. We gave our joint bank account.
His family knows you and your family knows them.
Yes.
Knows them?
Yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much evidence? That sounds like a lot of evidence to me.
We also gave, so when we got married, we opened a joint bank account. So we only had the statement for around 2 months. So we gave the joint bank account statements. What else did we give, Josh? We did not. We gave the lease. Sorry, he's here.
Side character. I always like hearing from the side character.
So we also gave.
We gave
the property lease agreement. I got on the lease and we gave that, and our marriage certificate, basically.
So how long ago did you hear about my show?
I guess 2 months back.
Okay, I wish you'd heard of me long before you filed, because I think you've done some things backwards out of fear that that you shouldn't have done. Now, number one, you absolutely should have applied for work authorization based off the marriage-based green card. And if since you haven't yet, you should do it now. Go ahead and do it, okay? Your marriage-based green card is going to be approved unless it's a fake marriage. So I'm confident it's not a fake marriage. It's going to be approved, right? So this fear of falling out of your F1 status, I mean, that's really, really remote that it's ever going to. I mean, the only way that would happen and get you in trouble is if they say your marriage is fake, that you only got married for a green card, and that you're not getting a green card. So I don't think any of that's going to happen. So you have much greater flexibility with an EAD based on the marriage than you do off OPT, as you know.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing I was thinking about the other day before you got disconnected was, this is interesting, because her green card case has been pending a while. She's actually not working, making money. So maybe she doesn't need the work card, right? Like, so if you're going to just hang out here until you get your green card, then maybe you don't need the other EAD, right? I mean, so only get the EAD if you're going to make some cheddar.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially, that like I was kind of confident that based on my background experience and my degree, I might be able to land a job. But seeing the scenario right now, I'm getting worried that what if I do not get a job until February? So see,
that's why you never wanted to put all your eggs in your OPT basket. That's why you wanted to have both options. So I tell people on the show all the time, and this is why I asked how long have you been watching. If you have 3 possible routes, sometimes people think, well, they're going to deny one of them because I filed too many, or I'm going to confuse them by filing too many. They don't even know. They never connect your EAD off OPT. You're like, in their system, you're a different person almost, even if you use the same animal. Those things never happen. So, you could have had someone back home that gets sick. So I always say, if a benefit is available to you, get it.
So you suggest that we apply for it right away?
If you're going to work. If you're not going to work, and then just wait till your green card comes.
I want to work. Yeah, I'd be desperate to work. So if I start working on a marriage-based EAD, I will lose my F1 status.
But what does that mean? Lose my F1 status? You're going to lose your F1 status. You're applying for a green card. It's so much better than losing my student status.
That makes sense. That makes sense because yeah, like so
what's another couple months or
I
whatever?
wouldn't
Some,
able to.
some might say that USCIS could argue that since you've been doing this volunteer job at a nonprofit, that perhaps you've blown your OPT anyway, right?
No, it is off OPT, and it's
I know, but it's pretty far out on the fringe. You're not
Mhm.
working full time. You're not, I thought you said the other day that it might not be technically related to your field
No,
of study.
actually, this is directly related to my master's degree, and you are only eligible to stay in the US after graduation for 1 year when any kind of job, full time, part time, non-profit, a proper job
I know,
is
sister.
related to your degree.
I know, but
Yeah.
98% of the people that have OPT are doing it to have a full-time job, not to work at a nonprofit. That's what I mean.
Right.
It's sort of not on the fringes of what's acceptable OPT. People say, I'm going to start my own business and be my own boss.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can do it, but it's not what USCIS is used to looking at. What they're used to looking at
Mhm.
is that the person's working full-time for money in their field of study. But the thing is, no one's going to look at any of this because you're married to a U.S. citizen and it's going to get approved and you're going to have your green card and then you're going to say, damn, why did I spend so much time worrying about maintaining my student status? That's what's going to happen.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, so I will for sure apply for it, and once I get it, I should get it within 1 month or 1 to 4 months. Like that's the timeline, right?
Well, nobody knows because there's a big orange Cheeto coming in the White House on January 20th, and everything is going to slow down.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, so I don't want to take a lot of your time. My next question is that we received the RFE. So when we applied in July, the biometrics was in August. Response we received we received the RFE on September 2, and we sent the response in September 27. So RFE needed 2 things. First was medical examination. The second thing was there was a miscalculation from our side for the household size on I-485 and I-864, which he had to sign. So on I-485, we gave the household sizes to 3, me, my husband, and his father. And on I-864, we gave the household sizes 2. So I messaged a USCIS officer on LinkedIn, and I freaked out, like, what was that? So he suggested to write a cover letter saying that household size on I-864 is correct, so we are going to send the same form again, and the household size on I-485 is wrong. So they wanted us to send the I-864 again with the corrected household size, but there was no correction to be made over there. That's why we sent the same I-864 and the same, and said that the number on I-864 is correct, but I-485 is wrong. So I don't know, they accepted it, and ever since then. So in September, the timeline was saying 4 months. Now it's saying 13 months.
I don't believe anything in the timeline. That they just make shit up.
Mm-hmm. So do you think our response?
Does your husband make enough for all 3 years with a household size of 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're fine. You're just waiting. It just slowed everything down, but it sounds like it's fine. And I don't want to tell you anything otherwise because you'll just worry about it for the next 6 months.
Right.
It's all good. Sit tight. You're good. Thanks, Shaylee.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim. Thanks a lot.
Yep. See ya. I was talking on LinkedIn today about half this shit's legal, half this shit's like therapy, right? Like people are just so stressed out and it's only going to get worse. I know that, right? I had a pending fake domestic on me that was dropped. Will this hurt my I-45 approval? It's been 4 years. Dropped is an interesting term. If it was completely dismissed, nolly prosecuted, then that shouldn't hurt you. If otherwise, we'll just have to wait and see. Somebody said, Pacifist says, Salam, if Trump reenacts the travel ban, does this affect those who are now residents of a second country? Last time it did. Last time it all mattered if you were a citizen ever of that country, right? So even if you were Canadian, they still hit you with it. Ashok is here. Hello, Ashok.
Hello, hi.
What's up?
So, hi, I'm on H1B.
Okay.
and I got speeding tickets.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So last year I went back to India and came after 6 months.
They made you
Uh,
sit. They made you sit and wait for your stamp,
Yeah, I went for stamping and I came back.
but they made you wait. They didn't give it to you right away.
No, at the time of stamping, they didn't ask me any questions about the speeding tickets. After
Okay.
I came here, all of the sudden one day I got a mail about the tickets, and it was mentioned like there is arrest warrant on me.
Is that true?
Yeah, I call the circuit court. I call that court and I paid that amount right away.
So
But I want to know.
was the warrant recalled? That's the most important thing. Was the warrant recalled?
Yes, yeah, they told me it was recalled.
Do you have written proof that it was recalled, my brother? Things over the phone don't mean shit, especially when you get pulled over and they try to execute on a warrant.
Okay.
So just for everybody listening, if there's ever a warrant out for your arrest, don't try to take care of it yourself. You got to talk to an attorney, especially a criminal defense attorney in that city. So you need an attorney wherever you got your warrant to go check and make sure that it's lifted. Because I think it's 50-50 that it's lifted. Just paying the fine isn't going to lift it most times.
Yeah. So I want to know, is there any effect for future renewals?
I think so. So just to be clear, you're telling me that how many speeding tickets did you get?
2 tickets.
And you didn't pay one of them, or you didn't pay both of them?
I didn't pay one of them.
And then it went warrant.
Yes.
And then without knowing there was a warrant out for your arrest, you went back home to India to get a stamp in your passport to renew your H-1B.
Yes.
And they made you wait 6 months. Is that what you said?
No. I went for vacation 6 months.
Oh,
But
okay.
stamping took 2 months. Like
Got it.
they gave me 221G, and after 2 months they send the passport with stamping.
But they never asked you about these warrants or traffic tickets.
No, they didn't ask me about this.
Okay. And then when you got back, what, you got an email from the embassy?
No, when I came back, I got a mail from court.
Mail from the circuit court.
Yes.
So it wasn't the State Department telling you that you had the warrant. It was the state where you got the ticket.
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay. And so you're going to find an attorney in that city where you had the warrant and make sure that you get written proof. So when you you should be driving around. You should be driving around wherever you go with proof that your warrant was lifted. So I made a mistake. I had somebody who got a warrant, and I was worried for them for a really long time, right? That it was a friend, that they had this warrant out there. You need to be driving around wherever you go with proof that the warrant has been lifted. If you go on an airplane, you need proof that the warrant was lifted. Anybody, if it's not properly categorized on the computer, you could be, if you got your traffic warrant was in Denver, but you live in Philadelphia, a police officer in Philadelphia could try to hold you for the warrant. They probably wouldn't, but they could, right? Or even in the same state where you live. So you need to be really careful and make sure that your warrant has been lifted and that you have proof. It's more important almost than your passport, because otherwise somebody finds you, you get in a rear end accident and they run your license and they say, oh, this guy's got a warrant, and they take you into custody, right?
Okay.
So do I think it's going to affect an H-1B stamp next time? No, except for questions on the DS-160, right? I don't know if they're going to say you should have disclosed it when you got your H-1B stamp. I don't know what you answered on your DS-160. I don't know what was asked on your DS-160. So you probably want to do a Freedom of Information Act request on your DS-160, or see if you can log into SEAC and print it out.
Oh, okay. I have the DS-160. They just asked my driver license. That's all.
They didn't ask if you ever had any warrants out for your arrest?
No, they asked driver license number, and that's all.
Okay, so hopefully you'll be good. Good luck, Ashok. See you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Genesis is going to Thailand next month. Oh, let's see. Good morning from Thailand. My 45 was rescheduled, and it's been more than a year already. I haven't gotten an interview. Oh, might want to sue on that one. I wonder why. I bet it's an asylum case. Who knows? Maybe asylum from court. Timothy's been waiting. Hello, Timothy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
My question is, back in March, I applied for a fiance visa for my girlfriend who's in China. I got a letter showing that it was notice sent on 5/29, and it was an approval notice that is valid from May 29th till September 28th. That exactly 2 days later, I get another letter stating reopen notice, disregard the other letter. What's really left me for a loop. Nothing happened. And then in August, I got a letter from UCSI, whatever, to go get fingerprinted here at the local government, which I went ahead and did in August. I haven't heard anything since. I'm getting concerned.
My brother?
Yes.
So there's only one reason they ask for the U.S. citizen to get fingerprinted. Do you know what it is?
No. Background check, I guess?
They're trying to find out if you have some kind of a abuse crime, a sex crime, abuse against women, or abuse against children charge in your history.
Well, I haven't heard anything since.
Well, that's fine. But what I'm saying is they're doing a background check on you because they think you are prohibited from bringing a fiance to the United States because of a Adam Walsh Act violation, an act against kids, or something in your past that would prevent you from being able to sponsor her.
What do I do at this point?
Well, if you have such a crime, then you need to talk to an immigration lawyer to see either about, I mean, this is almost impossible to overcome. So if you have a crime that qualifies or prohibits you from sponsoring someone under the Adam Walsh Act, it's 99% sure they're not coming.
Yeah, I have no such crime. So that's where I'm kind of in a loop right now.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Well, in that case, what state do you live in?
Missouri.
Oh, that's my state. Well, why don't you send me an email and we'll see what we can do poking around wise. You might need to hire a criminal defense attorney to do some research on proving up that you don't have anything. I know it's sort of hard to prove a negative, right? But I think that in my experience, USCIS is very careful about sending out those biometrics requests. I haven't heard of many instances where USCIS thinks that someone is covered by the Adam Walsh Act and they really aren't. In other words, what I'm saying is they usually don't get that wrong because it's sort of a serious allegation. So
well, absolutely. Wouldn't they notify me at some time saying
yeah,
that
they would. Yeah, they would. No, they would notify. I mean, how long ago did you do biometrics?
In August.
So this is November. I mean, usually they would figure that out sort of quickly. If you want, you can email me and I can try to help you find a lawyer near where you live. But you're going to need to do some research to figure out what in the hell they're talking about. There must be something.
What is the email I should send it to you?
Yeah, it's right there on screen. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Thanks, Timothy. See you, bud.
No, thank you for your time. Great. It's a great service you provide. Thank you.
My pleasure. See you, buddy. All right. You fam is here. What's up, buddy? You're on mute.
Hey, what's going on?
You're not driving, are you?
Nah, let me just turn on my truck.
What's up?
Good. Can I go off camera for a second?
You're off camera, my brother.
All right, no problem. Hey, I just have a few questions, like 3 questions. I have somebody, they used to live in the States. They got deported due to like credit card fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been in Nigeria for the past 11 years, already spent a 10-year bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a daughter that's 25, U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
But the only problem is he's still currently married to his daughter's wife. I guess they never got a divorce.
You mean his daughter's mother?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Not his daughter's wife. That'd be.
Oh, what was that?
You said his daughter's wife. That only happens in Kentucky. Sorry.
Yeah, his daughter's mother. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He's still married. Okay. Yeah. So why is that a problem?
But he's have another life in Nigeria, have kids, and married. Does he need a divorce with the United States citizen?
So you mean legally he has 2 wives?
Yeah.
And these would be, this is the second wife. The Nigerian wife would have been after he got deported.
Correct.
And what you're thinking that the daughter is going to be able to sponsor the dad, and he's going to be able to bring his new wife and kids when he's still legally married to her mother?
I was thinking, of course, he would have to file a divorce with the American wife.
Well, we got to step back a minute because we have to ask ourselves. Yeah, dad's been deported. Yeah, dad did his time back in Nigeria. But we have to ask ourselves a fundamental question, which is, if his U.S. citizen daughter files a immigrant visa petition for her father, do we think that the United States is still going to let him in? I don't think they are. They might, but I would say the chances of that are really, really small, maybe like 10 or 20%. They don't have to let everybody in. They don't have to get a visa. They let him in before and he committed a crime. So they might not let him in at all. So, I mean, if the marriage with her mother is over, he should divorce her anyway. He should have done it a long time ago. But now he's a polygamist. Now it's a huge problem.
Okay.
But like Jim, do you think that this young lady's dad and his new family are going to be able to come to the United States when he was still legally married to her mom? No, I don't think so.
Got you. Okay. Also, I have another question. What if somebody's been in the country for almost 30 years? They have DACA, and let's just say, for example, they get rid of DACA, and that person, some way, somehow, got deported, spend the time outside of the United States, spend a 10-year bar. Can a 21-year-old daughter file for them in the future?
Does this person have DACA right now?
Correct, yeah.
Does this person have a daughter who's 21 now?
Nah, the daughter is like 10 or 11. I was just trying to think ahead. They're just, think of options and things like that.
I'm all down with the what if questions, but that like makes my head hurt. I don't know what's going to happen 5 months from now, much less 10 years from now. So we just got to wait and see.
Okay, cool. And just one last question. Let me let you go. I'm sorry. My wife recently just got her citizenship, and she wanted to file for her parents. But the only problem is the parents, they just want to come and visit. The dad is a retired police officer. The mom has a little side business. And they have kids and grandkids back home or whatever. Is that a good enough tie to get a visa?
You're talking about a visit visa?
Yeah, I know you can do she can file for their parents for a green card, but I know they would have to spend some time in the United States,
Right. So, have they tried to get a visit visa yet?
No, they never tried anything. No. They're like the assistants.
What embassy?
It's going to be like in Nigeria.
Yeah, I mean, they can try it, but, they're just going to assume they're coming here to get a green card, even if they don't want one. So it's a pretty high hurdle to demonstrate that they're going to go back home.
Okay. But if she filed for the green card, how does it work with the timeline as far as like, do you spend 5 months in the States? And, you always talk about you have to be in the state more than you outside.
That's if you want to apply for citizenship, that you need at least half the time in the United States. So when you get your green card, there's 2 things you have to worry about. How do I not lose my green card, and how do I set myself up for citizenship? For them, they just wouldn't want to have any trips outside the United States more than 6 months.
Got you. Okay. All right. That's all I got.
See you, buddy.
I know it's been a long time. You take it easy, all right?
I'm glad to hear from you.
All right, man. Take it easy.
That's our old friend, UFAM. We haven't heard from him in a long time. He's an OG, if you don't know. UFAM OG. He's saying that's right. I can see it on his face. He's an OG. There's no doubt about it. Zen Sheikh, hello.
Hi. I have a question regarding my citizenship. Me and my husband had an interview on November 14th. Oh, sorry, November 12th. However, my husband got his civics test passed. He got his oath ceremony scheduled. But mine, I passed my civics test, but on the white form, the officer have ticked that my decision will be mailed to my home address. But when in the office, officer told me that I was your oath ceremony will be scheduled, but the timings might vary. I'm not sure why the officer ticked on the box that the decision will be mailed to the address. I'm not sure about that.
So, did you and your husband have your interviews on the same day
Yes, he
with the
was no, not the same officer.
different officer? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is unusual because usually the women usually go much faster with immigration than the men. So, is there anything about your immigration history that you're worried about or that you think might have hung them up?
I'm born in Saudi.
Point number one is I'm born in Saudi Arabia. And point number two is the officer said that there is a mistake in my daughter's name. The first name was instead of the middle name, and the middle name was in the first name. So he did that correction right away.
Yeah.
And I feel, and the third point happened during the interview was in my green card, my picture was without the headscarf. And while I went to the interview, I was with my headscarf. So he he asked me a question if he wanted me to change the picture in the file. I said if it is possible, you can do it. Otherwise, I'm fine with it. These three incidents happened while during the interview, and before or after that, I don't have any doubts that might affect the immigration.
What field office?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
How did you and your husband get your green cards?
Through my husband. My husband was on H1B.
Yeah.
Then we got a green card, and then we waited for like 5 years, and we applied for the citizenship.
And you said you're from Saudi Arabia. Is he not from Saudi Arabia?
No, he's from India.
My wife is from Saudi Arabia, but even though Indians born in Saudi Arabia, they don't get citizenship there. She's
No,
still Indian, but in Saudi, born in
The
Saudi.
place of birth is Saudi Arabia in my passport.
So then, how long ago was the actual interview?
It
Last
was around. You're asking the duration of the interview?
No, when was it?
November 12th.
Just
Oh, sister, come on. It's 8 days ago. Come on.
I'm just concerned because my husband got his oath ceremony scheduled right away, but I did not get my decision yet. So, is there anything that we can do here?
Not until, let's see, you've waited 8 days. You have to wait 112 more days. Then we can sue them. 112 more days.
Oh, okay.
But
Any
I don't think
idea?
you're gonna have to. I think everything's fine. I think that, are you changing your name by any chance?
No.
Okay, so I think that your husband probably got a more experienced officer than you did.
Mm-hmm.
They might have had to run something past their supervisor. There must have been some little thing, but I'm not worried about this. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Can she travel to India between these times?
She can. I would say that would prolong a decision on the N400.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, bye guys. Good luck. Keep me
Thank
posted.
you so much.
You got it. Assalamu alaikum. All right. You gotta love that. Hold on. We got some good news here. I-130 approved. Hello. What's going on?
Hey, Jim. I was on your show about 6 months ago, I think, and I was considering, it had been about 2 years of the pending approval, pending I-130. So my husband, he's from Honduras. He entered without inspection, and he applied for asylum. We actually met after he was in removal proceedings. We got married. It's been 3 years now. Our I-130 was approved after we had a RFE. We responded, and then it was approved like a few days after they received it. So that was really good. So now we're thinking.
That's the easy part. Now's the hard part.
Right. So actually, I am planning on joining the Coast Guard. So I know currently there's a parole for military spouses.
Yep.
Do you think that that is going to change at any point?
You might check, but I'm pretty sure that survived Trump last time. I think that's older than Trump's first presidency. Does that mean they won't go after it this time? I haven't seen anything about that. I can see that being some. I mean, first of all, the one thing I want to tell you is I'm always a little suspicious when promises are made by branches of the military about helping people with their immigration status, because I've seen people make the sacrifice of joining the armed forces, and then I've seen the benefit not showing up. So I would want that shit in writing if I could get it, or as close to as writing. Like, I want to know exactly what me joining the Coast Guard is going to do for my husband, because I think it's a huge sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they've reneged on that. There's a immigration lawyer. Her name is Margaret Stock, Stock. She's in Alaska, of all places. She was in the military. This is her specialty. You should reach out to her and talk to her about this before you make that commitment.
Okay. So my understanding, though, it's not the Coast Guard that's making that promise. It's just one of the policies of immigration, right? That they're offering it to military spouses.
Yeah, that's true. But I talked to Margaret and asked her, is this something realistic? Is this something that actually happens? Is this something that the agency fulfills, or that they renege on? There was a big program called MAVNI back under Obama where they totally reneged on it. So I've always been circumspect and suspicious, and I generally don't like authority. So I would try to get as much assurances that this is going to work before you actually do this.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing is his asylum case is currently administratively closed. So he has
his removal case.
Right. Yeah. So because he has a work permit EAD that expires next year in June.
Yeah.
So we had the case. We didn't. Well, they closed it while our case was still pending, so we didn't ask them to terminate it at that point. Also, we wanted him to be able to use that EAD and renew it. So, do you think we can? It's 6 months before. It expires in June. So, can we renew it before and then maybe ask for them to terminate, or how would you do that?
So I don't know the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're in a spot now where we have to ask ourselves, is it safe to ask for a case to be reopened? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that he needs the case to be reopened, but I also know that the Trump people are going to try to make examples of a whole lot of people really fast. So I don't know that it's in his best interest to file a motion to reopen right now, because it's, number one, hard to get them to agree to it. And two, it's just reminding them all that he's here. I know he just got the I-130. I know they know he's here. I know he's in removal. But I might wait a little bit. And this is something we've been having a big debate in the office about, which cases is it safe to proceed on? Which are the ones where we want to tell people, it's probably not in your best interest? I would say with this one, he's got the asylum though. He's got that as a defense. It's a tough call.
So you're saying in order to have them terminate the case, they have to reopen it, and that's where you're saying, okay.
Yeah, because I don't think you can pull it off by January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole new sheriff in town.
Okay, so we should just keep waiting until.
I'm not saying what you should do. That's the thing. I'm not saying what you should do. I think it's a tough call. I might lay low for a little bit and see what. I think they're going to unleash a shitload of stuff between January 20th and say the end of February, and we all just need to sort of sit tight, get ready for it. They're going to try to freak us out, and then make sober assessments. Then that's what I think.
Okay, so I'll sit tight. Just let him. He'll renew his EAD through his pending asylum, and we'll apply for parole. And then at that point we can. So our in our I-130 application, we put that he would be doing consular processing in Honduras because this was not really on the table at that point.
Yeah.
So what do we need to notify the embassy?
That's
Honduras?
that's a long time from now. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
Okay.
Sorry,
All
I don't
right.
have more answers, but I'm going to start
Yes.
having more calls like this where I just don't know because we're just guessing and trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Okay. So with the I-130 approved, does that give him any type of ability to stay in the country, or is that?
Well, he needs the waiver and he needs the consular process. The judge can't adjust him, so it's going to be tricky. I mean, it's better than nothing. He's demonstrated his relationship to a U.S. citizen, but it's not much.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
See ya. All right. That'll do it for today's show, everybody. I'm most likely going to do a show tomorrow. Probably around this time. I'll be traveling though, and I have to. I'm gonna have some time in the afternoon after my argument. Hopefully, do a show from the hotel. We'll see. Glenn says maybe we can do a show that's only good news. Yeah, maybe like once a year we would do that. Most of the time, we're just going to play it straight. And we do have a new podcast. It's the best of the Immigration Answer Show. It comes out on Friday. So check that out on your podcast. If you need to get a hold of us, you're thinking about hiring us, 314-961-8200 or email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. We had 150 people join Immigrant Home Facebook group in the last 2 days. So feel free to join us there. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel and text the word show to 314-470-3300. That way you'll get a text from Hina when we're going live next. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to everybody on TikTok, and we will see you most likely tomorrow. Bye, guys.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are